with your legs though when you can't sit on the toilet and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, thank God. So what was I gonna say? So all right, so obviously welcome everybody.
Yeah.
Obviously you met me and Robbie. JR, Daniela. So JR, GM of LA Fitness here in Wellington.
Yes, I am.
Daniela is One Mighty Mama.
One mighty mama.
One Mighty Mama. So Daniela, tell us, a little bit about yourself, kind of what inspired you to do, what you do.
So I'm a mama of 4, and I started my fitness journey about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And what really got me into it was that I became a single mom at a very young age, and it helped me get through my darkest days, to go to the gym, release all of that stress, and I ended up loving it. So the more I got into it, the more, I did my research because I felt lost and discouraged. So I was eating once a day. I was wondering why I didn't grow any muscle mass. And then I'm like, shit, I think I should be eating more, And so as I, kept going on with my fitness journey, I kept getting better and better at it. And then I'm like, hey, there's social media. It's free. Why not? I started putting content out there. I started my social media 3 years ago, and then it's, finally gotten somewhere.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I see you have an amazing page. I love your content.
Thank you.
So
Thank
you feel that that a lot of the mothers in the area are being very responsive to it?
Yeah, absolutely. I get messages all the time. You inspire me, keep going. Even in here at LA Fitness, I get a lot of women that come up to me and I don't know them. They put me aside and say, you have no idea how much you've inspired me. I watch you all the time. You work really hard. So that's really cool to me.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, you inspired me. I told my friend, I was here with my friend Paul one day. I was like, I want shoulders like that. I was like, I actually feel like,
I love shoulders. Shoulder day is like my favorite. So
yeah, honestly, if I could actually build them the same way, it'd be my favorite. So unfortunately, I can't.
The question I have is in regards to like you getting your social media. We talked about it earlier, but and we've talked about this before as well, but like the idea of like, you buying like a restaurant or like a franchise, like there's like a set blueprint for how you do things in the order that you do them. With you kind of figuring out how to navigate your social media, like what was that process like? Because to Chris's point, you've built a really nice following over the past 3 years, you said, is when you really started
3 years,
it.
Yep.
So like at what point now, like how did you find out how to do what you do?
So honestly, I had no idea. I kind of just went with the flow, right? So I kind of started just throwing different things out there. So whether it was workout videos, I would see, okay, did this video get this many likes, this many engagement? Then I would start doing like old video versus now, you get what I'm trying to say, to show my progress, things like that. Those are the ones that really, impact people more.
Right.
And so I honestly just kept trying different things. And I did my research to the point where I had to see, okay, if I post in the morning, does it get more engagement? Do I post in the afternoon? Does it get more engagement?
Right.
Or should I post more at nighttime? You know what I mean?
So you did a lot of testing.
Trial and error.
Trial and error.
Yeah.
Yep. And then all of a sudden it just clicked. And now anything I post really has a lot of impact to my followers.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I find that people love those types of side-by-sides because they like seeing
Yeah.
progress.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why we all do it.
Yeah, because that person that actually finds value to it, they're like, shit, that's where I'm at. You know what I mean? I'm in bulky season. I feel uncomfortable with my, weight right now, but look where she's at now. You get what I'm trying to say?
Right, absolutely. Well, it gives people hope. They see that if you work hard enough, you'll get to where you want to be. And I think that's what it is with anything as far as health goes.
Yeah, because right now, if you notice, like everybody wants instant gratification. You know what I mean? And it's like, listen, if it was that easy, everybody would be walking around with a 6-pack. You know what I mean? And it's not.
You know what it is? I think social media like perpetuates that to a degree
100%.
Because people look at it and they don't see all the hard work that goes on
into it,
right behind closed doors, right? They just see like people post these before and afters, but the thing is, like, they took that before 6, 7, 8 months ago.
I like to say it's not overnight, it's over time, right? So
progress, not perfection.
yes,
Right,
I
absolutely.
like that one too. Yeah, 100%.
But anything worth doing is worth doing right? So I mean, especially when it comes to the gym. So I remember I was talking to you the other day about diet and how important it is. And that's the one area where I kind of lack a little bit. Not because I always eat healthy, but I never can stay consistent eating as often as I need to.
Right.
And I think that's kind of where I drag a little bit. But, you know, I'm going to hire you to help me work on it.
Believe it or not, that's like the biggest downfall for most people is nutrition.
Yep, right.
It's because the biggest excuse I've heard, and I call it excuse because if you really want it, you'll make time for it. So the biggest excuse is I don't have time.
Absolutely.
Bullshit, you have time. If you have time to watch one episode on Netflix, or you have time to go to the mall, time to do your nails, your hair, you have time. You know what I mean? It's what you prioritize.
Right. Well, the easiest thing to do is make an excuse not to do something.
Exactly.
Right? So, I mean, people do it all the time. You can make an excuse to hit the snooze button on your alarm clock, and how often have we done that in our lives? So it's very easy to not do something and make an excuse for it. But the whole thing is you need to do things more when you don't want to do them.
Right.
And if you continue to push yourself to do things, even when you don't want to do them, it'll start, it becomes habit for you, right? And everything becomes, it becomes kind of like your daily routine.
Yeah.
You can fall into that very easily. Just you always have to try. Like, keep going. Don't make excuses not to do something.
Of course.
Always put your best foot forward, especially if you're trying to accomplish something.
And a part of success is failing.
Right.
A lot of people don't understand that you have to fail in order to succeed. It doesn't matter if you fail once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Get back up and start over again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No.
The most successful people have failed so many times.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Going back to that social media piece of it, it's the idea that you don't see oftentimes the failure.
Right.
You just see, even if it started the idea that there is no place, like it's the fabrication of like the haves and have-nots where you'll see what they want you to see. Like, I love seeing pages where you see the failure. I love seeing the pages where it's like, today was not my day. Today I fucked up. Today I took a step back. Like, you don't see that enough. And so for me personally, like, I get engaged when I see that, like that human thing. And the other piece of it too is, like, you talked about building the habit. I think with coming to the gym, it's physically fucking tough. Like, repping out to a point where you're failing, like your shoulders hurt, your back hurts, your pecs hurt, your thighs hurt. Like, it's not just like, okay, 10, 15 more minutes earlier in the morning, that gives me an extra hour a week. You're physically, tearing fibers in your body. Like, it's not an easy thing to do on a physical level.
No, it's not. And you have to do that in order to grow, though. You know what I mean? Those last reps are the best ones.
Yeah, so it counts the most for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, I mean, that's where you see the progress. That's where you see it's how I like to say it. It's in where you see the proof is in the pudding. It's you taking your time to really not only just to do the workout right, but also to make it effective. And so it's just again, it boils down to the point of how much how bad do you want this? And so no, I agree.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I was telling Daniela the other day, I just steal everybody's gym workout routines. I come to the gym, I watch everybody, and I just make like mental notes. Like, next time I come to the gym, that's what I do.
This is what I'm going to do.
That's what I'm going to do. And I'll look at like people like her. I'll be like, she's fucking doing it right. So I'm stealing every one of her workouts for sure.
That feeling though, like when you get home and like you can't take your shirt off to shower because your fucking shoulders are just like you're like that. You're like, yes.
You ever try to soap your back in the shower like after a back workout? Like, I can barely get my hand past waistline. It's ridiculous.
Tough, not with your legs though. When you can't sit on the toilet and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, thank God I have a bathtub next to my toilet seat. I literally have to grab it to brace myself.
The railings.
Yeah, that's the worst, especially if you have a 2-story house and you're like, fuck, I forgot something upstairs.
I'm sleeping on the couch tonight.
Yeah, I was walking. I had a really hard leg day, and like the next day I felt it bad. And I live in a townhouse, so I had a steep staircase. I was walking my dog, and I fell down like half the flight of steps because I swear, out of nowhere, like my right knee just buckled, like completely unexpectedly.
Oh
and
my
the dog, I went like, thank God for my dog. Yeah, because she was in front of me. I was actually able to kind of grab onto her,
Yeah.
and she's like 140 pounds. She's huge.
Oh wow.
So she actually broke some of my
A
fall.
fall, yeah.
Oh, dude, it was crazy.
Hey,
So-
dog's man, best friend, right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, working out legs consistently too. That was probably like the first time in a month, so I paid for it for sure.
No, I was gonna say, how many times a week do you work out legs? Because it's very interesting to see guys actually work out legs.
Right. So
Well, top heavy.
me personally, as you can tell, not often. But
Well,
no, so
you see these guys who are like huge, and then you see their legs, and you're like, bro, you look like you have chicken legs. Like,
Seriously.
come on.
yeah, like when I'm doing good and sticking to my regimen, I'll do every week.
Okay.
Once a week.
Very
Two's,
cool.
two's pushing a little bit for it. But like if I fall off, so I prioritize, right?
Yeah.
So my upper body always takes priority. So if I'm gonna miss a day at the gym, it's gonna be my leg
It's
day.
gonna be a
it's
leg
gonna
day.
be my
Yeah.
leg day. Yeah,
Yeah,
always.
absolutely.
So
So if you wake up hungover that day and you're like, I gotta go to the gym, fuck legs, I'm gonna do shoulders.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll do like a small muscle group, right? And get in and out as quickly as possible.
Sit in the sauna and sweat it out and cry.
Or typically I just won't go to the gym.
Can you bring
hungover.
food in the sauna and cry while you're doing it? It's like,
Just in
"Aw."
the back, just unwrapping McDonald's cheeseburgers, crying. There's a fucking lavender scented candle in the corner.
That's too
It's
funny.
a good cry session, dude. Let me tell you, it can be just as therapeutic as a workout.
Listen, I'll tell you though, it's the truth. Like when you get into a habit of being in the gym,
Yeah.
when you don't go, it makes you feel like shit.
fucks
Right.
you up.
Yeah.
For
It
sure.
fucks you up. For
It
sure.
does. It really does. Especially because I'm the type of person who likes to stay in my routine. You
Right.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? So when I'm out of it for like 4 or 5 days, I'm like, man, I gotta get back home. Like I want to get back to my routine. You know what I mean?
I
just
sleep
can't
like
do
shit.
it. Yeah, me
Like
too.
when I was going to the Orange Theory up in New York,
Past tense.
was
Oh,
you're very self-aware.
He made sure they even get that
Yeah,
past
I said was. I was clear. But when you go every day, and then if it's like a Thursday, Friday, if you don't go for a couple days, I would sleep like shit.
Yeah.
I'd be grumpy in the morning.
It
I'd
does.
have
Yeah.
trouble waking up.
For sure.
Like when you're going regularly and you stop all of a sudden, for me, it was just as bad mentally as it was physically. Like I
Yeah.
just was not in the same mood.
It throws your body chemistry off. It
It
really
does.
does.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
It
You
does.
never like you fall in and out of baseline.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when you're really doing good, your baseline is somewhere completely different than when you stop.
Right.
So you're always kind of
100%.
fluctuating, and you don't realize it, like because it's so healthy for you to eat, work out. And when you just stop doing it, it's almost like your body's kind of like detoxing from
Yeah.
it, right? And
Right,
you
right.
never feel 100%. So, well, let me ask you. I'm going to ask you guys a question. So,
Yeah.
how do you feel about like the how everybody now is kind of going out of their way to promote in a way obesity as a positive? Because a lot of people are kind of embracing it. I'm not saying it's you. I'm not shaming anyone. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be proud of who you are or anything
Right.
like that. But how do you feel about like the media and everything kind of saying or embracing that culture that it's okay to be obese?
So, as a woman, I am very much into empowering other women.
Right.
And I respect other people in the way where they feel comfortable in their own skin. So, let's say someone who's overweight, they feel comfortable in their own skin. More power to you, right?
Right.
But for me, I don't like it when it's celebrated because first off, it's not healthy. It's
Right.
not a healthy thing. And when that's passed on into your household as, a lifestyle, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then you see the little kids that are obese and overweight.
Right.
And it's very sad because they're used to that. But a lot of people blame it on genetics. Oh, and some of it can be genetics, yes, but
Right.
it's also what they see in the household, right?
Right,
So
absolutely.
if they see mommy and daddy eating, 5 cheeseburgers,
Right.
2 large fries,
Right.
and, they think that that's okay,
Right.
they're going to get used to that,
For sure.
right?
Right.
And so then it's going to continue on going throughout their whole life. But for me, I respect if you feel comfortable in your own skin.
I agree.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, no, I don't like it to be celebrated because it's something that it's not, healthy at all. You
No.
know what I mean? And nobody's saying like you have to have a 6-pack. You have to have, like a beautiful toned body. That's not what I'm saying. No,
Right.
you want to live a healthy lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I mean, the whole thing is this. I would never, I don't body shame anybody, right? If you're comfortable being who you are, that's great. But I do agree. I think when people kind of like, like promote it or glorify it, it's wrong, because you inevitably, like you said, with kids, it's a learned behavior, right?
Right.
So, and especially with kids, like they don't know any better. So they're just imitating what their parents do or teach them.
Right.
And with kids, I mean, you all know, we've all been in high school before.
Yeah.
So it's not just the fact that it's unhealthy, right? Like those kids are going to be ridiculed. They're going to be made fun of.
Right.
And they're going to have a hard time. They're going to get bullied, right? And so I think, you're not doing your children any justice when you perpetuate that kind of, that lifestyle by any means. So, but yeah, I agree. I think you should always be comfortable with who you are. If you can't get to a certain place, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You just, don't necessarily glorify it for other people. Just, be proud of who you are.
Exactly.
And you can give that vibe off to people.
Right.
Just, don't glorify for them. You know what I mean? Don't make it sound like it's the healthiest way or you've never been. I mean, it's, for me, that's where the problem lies. But how do you feel, JR? I'm just kind of curious. Your input on it.
Absolutely. I think it's in two folds. The first part of it is, one of the things here at LA Fitness we promote is, one of our biggest things is a healthy lifestyle.
Right.
What is a healthy lifestyle? What does that look like? When you come in, everyone that comes in through our doors and through the gym, they're looking for something just to be a little bit better, and it's helping them understand, hey, listen, you're at this point now and it's okay. It's all right. At least you're self-aware to know exactly where you're at right now. Okay, I'm overweight. I have a problem. I'm a little bit big, but the people I've come across have yet to say, okay, you know what? I like being this way.
Right.
And so it's helping them understand, okay, you're here and we can take you here. We can help you get along, whatever that process, whatever that transformation looks like. One of the things that got me into LA, got me into, to gym is really the fact that I can help change lives. Right. You can impact people's lives in a huge way. What's a greater way of impacting someone's life than their health? It is shown that 54% if you do just 30 minutes of intense workout, it increases your life expectancy by 54%.
It's amazing.
I
didn't know that.
So yeah, and then so that's just one small token, of working out and just applying. And that's not even doing an hour. That's just 30 minutes of high intensity workout. That could be a form of cardio, mixing with strength training, and of course eating your diet is huge. But yeah, that's one fold. And the second fold, it's if you feel great, if you feel good, you look good. It's a mental thing too as well,
Right.
On my weight journey, as I started to lose weight, it helped my confidence, I don't know for you guys, but it really helped my confidence. My confidence went up through the roof, and I felt like, okay, you know what? I look good. I can do this. Yeah. I'm sore, but I feel good, And so, promoting, seeing people who are promoting obesity, hey, it's more power to you, but there's a better way. There's a better way of going about it. I can understand if you're on your way, from obesity to, getting smaller.
Right.
I can understand that and that you can, you're glorifying, you're highlighting your journey.
Right. Absolutely.
So that's definitely a way of looking at it. But just to say, hey, listen, I'm 290 pounds and I feel great. Like,
right.
I just get
supersize all your meals.
I'm 37. Wow. You just turned 40. I get scared just health wise. Like I'm cool with the fact I'm not going to have a six pack. Like I'm totally okay with that. I fucking love ice cream and candy.
Yeah. Right.
But as you get older, you start thinking like, well, on this side, there's heart disease, there's diabetes. On the other side, it's cancer. It's just like, you don't see obese old people.
Right.
That's not a mistake. That's not.
Right,
it's called natural selection.
Right.
Like if you're not healthy, and generally speaking, and I don't have stats to back this up, but I'd bet a large sum of money this is accurate. If you're not in shape by, let's say, the time you turn 50, 55, 60, you probably don't pick it up at that point in your life. Like it's a learned lifestyle of taking care of yourself from a younger age. And that's kind of my issue with like the glorifying the obesity.
Right.
If you're not living a healthy lifestyle, don't plan on living long.
Right.
And if you're cool with that, cool. Really, more power to you. But
Right.
you don't see obese 84-year-olds.
It's
not
giving
my
me,
mistake.
You're giving me goosebumps, bro, because it's something literally
You really do have goosebumps.
No, seriously, because I literally just had a conversation with someone about that. Like literally just said, and I told him, I was like, listen, getting in here is where it starts.
Yeah.
Just start somewhere.
Right.
Start small. It's okay. I think one time me and Danielle was talking, I was telling her, I was like, listen, I love the fact that you're always in here. You're always working out. And she said, you know what, her first thing she said is, I just started. I just start. And wherever I pick up from, and I just kept going from there. You kind of heard that story early on. But yeah, it's just, it's so true. You just start. Yeah. It is said that it takes 21 days to build a habit and it's 21 days to break a habit. You get yourself in here, LA Fitness, 21 days. I promise you'll be a gym rat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's great to live a healthy lifestyle.
Sure.
And the one thing I will say, it's the generations have changed a lot, right? And everybody puts a lot of value on looks and appearance and how they look physically. And, as much as, you don't want people to necessarily feel self-conscious about themselves, the one thing I will say about how things have changed for that matter is that it's encouraged a lot of people to get into the gym and live a healthier lifestyle. So you see a lot more people working out now than you ever did.
Seen before.
So, as much as you don't want people to feel like awkward or ashamed that they're not doing something, at the end of the day, it actually had a positive effect to a degree because, look at everybody on social media in one way or another is working out or going to the gym. And during our generation, I don't know how old you guys are, I won't ask. But nobody worked out. If we were in good shape, it's just because we were athletes.
Right.
And we, just through practice and training, that's just how we got. But we weren't in the gym 3 hours a day.
No, fitness is definitely huge nowadays. It's changed tremendously. Yeah.
But I think it was easier too when we were younger. So like going back to like high school and college, like if you're playing sports, if you're being active, like there was a reason for going to the gym. Like there was a reason for training. Like there was a goal you wanted to achieve. And then once you kind of like graduate from that point where it's not, we've had conversations before about like 42-year-old like athletes who take softball way too serious.
Right.
Like, it's very different though once you're not living that active lifestyle to have that thing that you're working towards anymore. Like you play football, you wrestled, like it's once you don't have that to kind of work towards anymore, I feel like the motivation can drop. And it's difficult because as you talk about when you said earlier, the idea of living longer, living healthier. In a way, you're kind of addressing your own mortality. Right. Like you're kind of being forced to say, like, take your own health into your hands. And that's kind of it's a scary concept to do.
Well, in fitness, one of the, we have an acronym that we say is KIA. It's KIA, right? It's knowledge, intensity, accountability. Is the big word. The big word there is accountability, right? It's holding yourself accountable and knowing that, hey, listen, you know what? Like you said, I'm taking not only my life into my own hand, but my health. Because at the end of the day, where do I see myself 30 years from now, 40 years from now? And what has changed or what's not going to change? And so it's huge. It's huge, that we have those discussions amongst ourselves and, and especially in the older community, older people is just, hey, listen, that accountability part is, listen, you might be well off financially, but where are you health wise, right? You might be well off, social media wise, you have, a million of followers, but are you going to live long enough to, to see the sustain of that, of that success,
So you're 60, 65, go walk on a treadmill. Like just
for
come
sure.
here,
Dude.
come by, just start with 15 minutes on the treadmill, just a light walk, like
Easy.
start somewhere.
There's so many different things that you can do. You can go outside. You can walk for 15 minutes.
Yes.
You can walk for 20 minutes. It doesn't take much. You know what I mean? It's just the effort that people actually put in.
Yes.
But nowadays, it's sad to say, most people are very lazy. You know what I mean? They
They
want
are.
everything easy. Oh,
Microwave.
they see these infomercials. Oh my gosh, green tea that makes you lose 30 pounds.
I'll go with the
and-
colon brew. I think that's
I saw it was lemon. I tell you, lemon juice and coffee.
Yeah.
lemon juice and coffee.
Get rid of the belly fat.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
Just purge your ass.
I
out.
gotta be honest, I almost did it just to say.
When I see these commercials, I'm like, do people actually really fall for
They
this
do.
stuff?
It's
They do.
unfortunate.
Because they see instant gratification.
But that goes to, so like the colon room lunge, right? That's like supposed to clean out your intestine.
Yeah,
People equate that with instant gratification because it's weight loss.
Right.
Losing weight does not make you healthier.
No.
It doesn't make you.
You know why? Because that doesn't change your habits that you have, right?
Come on.
So the habits that you have now matter the most because that's what's, making you do, let me eat one slice of pizza. Let me eat the whole pie. There's a difference, right? You know what I'm trying to say? So if you don't change those habits, that's like the semi-glutide. Everybody and their mom is taking that. And it's like, okay, yeah, you're gonna
He said right at the camera.
But I'll be the first to acknowledge and say it doesn't build, and why they're going to continue to make so much money.
Let Daniela finish.
Yeah.
let me finish what I was going to say.
I want to hear her brutalize you.
A lot of people have lost, 20, 30, 40 pounds, right? But what happens afterwards? They gain it all right back because they never changed those habits that they had before. So
Really
they're like,
marketing.
they're like, shit, I lost 40 pounds and now I can eat whatever the hell I want. You know what I mean?
Then they
and
put
then
on
they
80.
gain it. They gain it back. And it's
And
like,
then what do? They
blow up.
They go get more Wegovy. They go get more semaglutide. They go get more Ozempic.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't teach you kind of the fundamentals of eating the right way, of exercising, of staying active. It literally just kills your appetite.
Right.
And so if you're doing that in conjunction, you're doing that to lose weight because you need to have a surgery, if you're doing it for whatever reason.
Right.
But it's not a long-term solution.
No.
If you want a catalyst to boost it, wonderful. But understand it's not going to teach you to, not eat McDonald's 4 nights a week instead of going home and having, chicken over lettuce.
Yeah.
So,
Brown rice.
honestly, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it when it comes down to eating, it's all about the choices.
No.
We all have one thing here in common. We all have choice. Right. We all have a choice every day. And so what do you do with your choice? And we're all given the same 24 hour in a day. And how do you live that? And what do you do when it comes to your eating? Are you making healthy choices or are you making choices? But again, the conversation starts with yourself first. You have to have that self-awareness. So I'm okay. I'm great. I'm happy that, you're taking this. It's good. Awesome. I'm proud of you. I'm rooting you on. But what are we going to do better? Because that's just a temporary fix. It's not long-term, like you said, because what happens is once your body's become accustomed to that, and it's what's the word there's a word I'm looking for, but it's almost when it's when your body come accustomed to it, it's used to it right now. So now it's like it doesn't have that same
acclimates.
Right, it's acclimated to it. It doesn't have the same effect anymore, right? When it once first did the first 30 days when you started doing it. So then it's like, okay, what's the next best product do I go out there and buy? No. Come into the gym,
go home, have a clean dinner,
have a clean dinner, and I'm telling you, it's just it's really it's in the details of the small things that you do.
It is. Anybody can do it. The biggest thing is I think what people they just kind of go into a blind. Like you got to have a plan, right? You got to have a plan. You got to learn certain habits, and you just need to stick to them,
right?
And just continue to stick to them, and just stay on your routine. And even if it just means you writing things down every day, that's what you need to do.
Yes,
and as long as you follow that routine day in and day out, just don't be lazy with it. Just keep doing what you have to do. Keep pushing forward, even on days where you don't want to. Just execute the plan that you set for yourself, but always have a plan.
Right.
Have a point A to point B, like what you're going to start with and where you're going to go. And you don't need to make these crazy goals for yourself.
No.
Set little goals every week.
That's the problem, is that people think that they have to change everything overnight. Like, okay, I have to change my whole routine, everything I do overnight. I have to go and eat healthier, start doing exercise. No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying start off slow, one thing at a time.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll give you an example. How much water do you drink throughout the day? Do you drink 80 ounces? Do you drink 100 ounces? Almost a gallon? Let's say you're drinking half a gallon. Okay, so by the end of this month, make it a goal where you're going to drink, a gallon of water every day. Right? It's small changes. You don't have to do everything at one time. And I think that's what everybody's downfall is that they think, okay, I have to do everything all at one time,
right.
and that's not how it works.
No, it's not, and you're going to set yourself up for failure that way because
Absolutely.
you can't go from one extreme to the next. It's just listen. Don't get me wrong. There are people that can do it.
Yeah.
They're far and few between. So when you try to jump from one extreme to the next, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Right.
You have to ease into it, but people need to realize that with every step they take, they're making an improvement.
Right.
So,
Right.
And before they know it, they'll be right where they want to be, but they got to give themselves time to get there.
Yeah, and one thing I feel is that they look at it as like a chore.
Right.
Yeah. Like an obligation.
Oh my God, I have
Yeah.
to go work out.
Right.
I have to go do this. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's just, that's not how you should look at it. You should look at it, you know what? I'm going to go outside, do a 15-minute walk.
Right.
This is going to help me. I'm going to get my endorphins going. I'm going to feel a lot better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
that's how it should be. But listen, and there's going to be days where you're not feeling it. Listen, there's been times where I come to the gym and I'm just having an off day. And I'll be honest, I'll cut it short. Just simply because I know I'm not going to get what I need from it. So, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It's when you start setting these expectations for yourself and you just unrealistically try to stick to them. Like, listen, you're going to have bad days. You're going to have off days.
You can have setbacks.
Yeah, you can't get down on yourself. You need to take the time, regroup. Like, you'll be fine.
All right.
Just get through the day. It's not the end of the world. Listen, we all work. We all have struggles.
We all go through it.
Right. We're all going to have, mental blocks sometimes, or we're just not going to want to do something.
Right.
The most important thing is that you always try. Like,
Right.
force yourself to go and just make sure it becomes a habit for you. And then if you get there and you're like, man, I'm just really dragging today, listen, at least you made the effort. Take the day, relax, regroup, and then come back again
But
the next
you
day.
need those days. You need those rest days.
You
You know
do.
what I mean?
Yeah.
It's okay to take 1 or 2 days off. Nobody's telling you not to do that.
Right,
You know
absolutely.
what I mean? So, but people think, oh, I got to go to the gym 2 hours. I got to eat chicken and broccoli every single day. No, that's not what we're telling you.
not at
You
all.
know what I mean?
I just watched you put down 2 slices of pizza. So
Yes, and a garlic bread. Don't miss that
that
one.
garlic bread was slamming out.
So Daniel,
Yeah.
question
was
for
soft.
you in that regard. So you have a husband, you have 4 children. So like one of the biggest challenges, or probably a bigger factor in regards to your overall physique, it's not just being here in the gym, it's the diet part of it.
100%.
So how do you actually do that between work, with your husband working, having 4 kids, having time to prep dinner? Like, I'm not saying every night you guys are eating chicken and broccoli.
No.
Mighty mom, man. Mighty mom.
Yeah,
That's-
mighty mama. So how do you make time for prioritize? Do you have to like literally schedule it out, or is it kind of just on the fly? Like, how do you guys figure out dinner?
So I've already, made my own routine, and I work mostly from home. But when I know that my schedule is going to be very hectic, I always plan ahead of time. So I actually track macros. So what I do is the night before that I know that I'm going to have a busy day the next day. What I do is I track my macros before. I get everything ready for the day,
All right.
and then that morning I have everything ready. I'm ready to go. Right? There's no excuses. You could get a lunchbox that has those small containers, and you could bring your food. You can bring 2 shakes and call it a day. Right? So, but the days where I am home, I do cook every meal, all my meals.
With the kids?
With
Yeah.
the kids,
Oh, yeah.
yep.
See, ladies,
Yep.
you heard it here. Mother of 4. She
Yeah.
gets it all done. No excuses.
No
excuses. Let's
No
go.
excuses.
My kids actually see us, my husband and I, and they love it. They want to be a part of it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
That's awesome.
So,
Well, you said those habits, right?
yeah,
Like
we
cooking
create
up
habits for
yeah,
them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not for nothing.
Sorry.
Not for nothing. She's a mighty mom. Let's
Yeah.
go.
She's a mighty mom.
No excuses, ladies.
Let's go.
Well, listen, you have boys, girls.
I have 2 boys, 2 girls.
Okay, good. At least
Yeah.
boys are older, younger.
So my boys are the youngest.
Okay.
So 10 and 11, and then my 2 girls are 16 and 17. Oh.
Wow.
Yeah,
Kill me
girls
now.
are terrorists, right? See? Listen, I was a tough kid. I'll be honest. There's
You are
definitely times where
You're all-
I'm pretty sure I woke up a couple times and saw my mother standing over me with a pillow. She was contemplating. Yeah, I was a rough kid. I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You're
swear.
not my son.
She was like,
Who is this?
but no, I
I
mean,
give my kids the look. They know.
There
They
you go.
know the look. They're
yeah,
like, oh,
see,
that's the look.
that look didn't work on me.
No.
I was taught. God bless my mother. I think I still apologize apologize to her to this day.
Right.
But yeah, I had to learn everything the hard way. Yeah. Everything. I always had to be in it.
Yeah.
I always had to be in anything that could cause problems for me, or if I thought it was fun, it didn't matter what the consequence was. It didn't matter who it was with.
Yeah.
I always had to do it. They would tell me this is what's going to happen. I'd be all right. Let me find out for myself.
Right.
And sure enough, it would happen. Right?
You would find out real hard.
Yeah,
huh?
real hard. Yeah. You know, they say, right? Fuck around and find out. That's what I did every day of my teenage years. So, and even after that. But
it's still not, right?
You were 3 grades above me.
I've calmed down a lot now.
Yeah.
Thank God. Yeah.
That's because you have a little girl.
Right? I don't have a little girl.
Oh, wait, you have a little girl or a little boy?
I have a little girl dog.
Oh, I thought you had a daughter. Okay. I thought you had a daughter.
Sadie's my daughter.
Yeah.
You'd be coming here in fucking priest robes if you had a daughter. That would change you real quick.
I'll be honest with you. I can tell you right now, if I ever do have a kid, there's no way God will ever give me a daughter.
No.
No, he will to punish you.
Yeah.
No, he won't. Because it would be more punishment for her because she'd never be allowed to date. She'd be homeschooled her entire life.
Trust me.
I mean, that's just what it would be. So,
She
yeah.
had to wear like nun dresses or like
Oh no, she'd be like
turtlenecks. Yeah.
Oh no, she'd be wearing like what do they call them, like the shawls and
degrees
stuff.
out.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
for sure.
she'd be. I'd raise her as like an Arab woman.
You know
like,
what?
Just Muslim.
It's funny, bro, that you say that because it's like at the end. I have 2. I have a 10-year-old and I have this newborn, and I know exactly what you mean, brother. Trust me. I'm like, hey, listen, Bella's not going anywhere without fully covered, okay?
Yeah.
And she's only 10. Like
security guards.
Right.
Oh no, I'm a forever lifetime chaperone of my daughter.
Yeah.
She won't even know if I'll be there.
Seriously,
I would be there for sure.
No, that's
Sounds
awesome.
terrible.
But
It's funny.
That's so
What?
terrifying.
Yeah.
I think that's why you haven't had it.
100%. Yeah. No,
well, keep in mind, like I'm fully aware of how guys are,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't care what anybody says.
No, it's
yeah.
crazy out there.
It doesn't change. It only gets worse from generation to
See, but
generation.
my husband and I, we're very straightforward with our kids.
Right.
Like, we don't sugarcoat anything. We
Nice.
will tell you how it is,
Nice.
what's going to happen, you know what I mean? And our girls fully know that because I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, well, this may happen. No.
No.
This is going to happen if you continue on doing that. You know what I
Transparency
mean?
is key.
It's key, yeah.
It's transparency. My 10-year-old is so smart and she's so sharp. It's just like I can't lie to her. Like you can't BS her. You can't nothing. You just you're better off just telling them exactly how it is and here it is and here's the situation and this is what's going on. And boom, yeah.
Listen,
Okay, Daddy.
That's great. I mean, you
Yeah.
can set boundaries for your kids,
Yeah.
obviously, and they have to learn from
you
your
don't
experiences. You
see
teach
that
them.
much lately.
Yeah.
You see like other people's kids, you see them like, fuck you, mom, and you're like, what?
Well, they fucking.
that's a white people thing.
What you said?
That's a white people
Yeah, and then
thing.
they go back into their iPad, and you're like, what? I would have grabbed that iPad, and I would have.
Yeah.
Only a
You're
white
getting
child.
choked tonight.
Yeah.
If I was married, I had a spouse, and my kid ever talked to my spouse like that,
Yeah, it's
like,
over.
guy, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Cool. You got it all figured out.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of the house.
No,
Seriously.
your life is over.
Yeah, seriously.
like
seriously.
But no, I mean, kids are fucking, they're coddled today. That's the problem. You know?
Yes.
Everybody wants to give out a ribbon for everything. First
Come on,
place,
bro.
last place. I mean, like, dude,
Come on, you talk to them. Talk to the people. Man.
it's fucking crazy.
I can't
I mean,
stand that. I don't like that.
No, because
and you have to understand, you did not win.
finishing last is not a good
Good.
thing.
Yeah.
Listen, you can give anything your best effort and you can
Right.
be proud of the effort you put in.
Right.
But listen, if you start teaching your kids that coming in last place in anything is a positive thing, listen, you won't have the greats in the world anymore. You won't have the Michael Jordans or the LeBron James.
100%,
You won't have any
Yeah.
of these guys or women that excel to be great because why would you?
Yeah.
So where we'll have nothing. We'll have no competition. We'll have no star athletes. We'll have no Pulitzer Prize winners. We'll have nothing like that. I mean,
Yeah,
it'd be
So let me
ridiculous.
present this. So let's say hypothetically, and I think you're in agreement with this, but let's just say you do like the fitness competitions, right? So let's say whatever, there's 10 women, and does it go by weight or height? Like how
Goes
is
by
it?
height.
Height. Right, so in your height, and let's say 10 women and you finish 10th. But let's say you were killing it here at the gym. You ate right, you slept right, you prepped right. You're probably not going to be thrilled, but you're also going to say, you know what? I did everything I humanly could. Like there's nothing else I could have done.
Uh-huh.
Versus not prepping, not trying, not eating right, not being clean, like going in and finishing 10th, you're going to be like, all right,
Well, that just happened to me. So funny story that you kind of brought that up. I had
10th place.
I'll tell you, I had a
Talk to us.
bodybuilding competition 2 weeks ago in Pittsburgh, and I actually finished 7th place. That hurt me a lot because I do work my ass off.
Sure.
My work ethics is like no other. I mean, I was up at 5 a.m. I did my fasted cardio for 60 minutes. Then I would eat. Then I would train for 2 hours. Then after those 2 hours, I would do another hour of cardio.
Wow.
So I never diverted from my plan. I mean, I even went on vacation and I did not divert from my plan. I stuck with everything I was supposed to eat, with all the cardio, with all the exercise. I still placed 7th. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Does it sting? Yeah, it stings because I know that I did everything that I had to,
Right.
you know, to get to that stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But
So give us perspective though. 7th out of what though?
so it's 7th out of 22 girls in my class.
Wow.
The thing why it stung so bad is because last year when I did my national show, and national shows are to become a pro.
Okay.
I missed my pro card by 1 place. So to go from that all the way to 7th it's like
That's
a
rough.
knife,
I
stabbed
got
in
you.
my
I
heart.
got you.
I get
You
it.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so to me, it's like a step back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's not, and I told people, you know, I was embarrassed, but I'll tell you why I was embarrassed, because I felt like I should have placed better. But that's my opinion.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not the judge's
That's the
opinion.
expectation you
That's the
set for yourself.
expectation that I
100%.
had,
set for
right?
yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly. So when that day happened, was I disappointed? Was I discouraged? Yeah, I was. Did quitting come to my head? It did. I'm not gonna lie,
Right.
but I'm not quitting
No,
because
You're
this
not a
is
quitter.
something that I love to do. I'm not a quitter.
Yeah.
I look as failing to get better,
Yes.
and it's literally giving me fuel to want to do better, to work harder. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I know that next year I'm definitely getting that card.
Oh,
so
for sure, for sure.
And that's the mindset you have to have, because people don't understand
Yeah.
it is extremely easy to quit something.
it is.
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
Very
takes-
so, yeah.
It takes
Ex-
minimum effort.
Especially because when a lot of people in that industry are telling you, oh, it has a lot to do with politics, that has a lot to do with this, that, you know what I mean? Okay, well, that's not going to stop me from wanting to get my pro card. You
Right.
know what I
Right.
mean? It's going to make me work harder because
100%.
I'm a hardworking person and I really want that. That's my goal, and I'm not going to quit. What's quit going to do for me?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Right?
Nothing.
In 5-10 years, I'm going to be like, man, I wonder if I would have ever gotten my card.
Come
You
on
know
now.
what I
Come
mean?
Oh, there's like, I'm personally, for me, so regret, there's very few things that I've regretted in my life.
Mhm.
Rejection, I can handle very well, right?
Right.
If I'm placing something, I can handle that
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff. Regret lives with my soul forever.
Ever.
You
Yeah.
carry with you.
Oh.
You know, it's like a heavy bag that you carry with you. But you know, Danielle, more so, it's number one, it gives you something to go back and work and tweak on, right? And it shows you like, okay, you know what? Although I put all this hard work in, there's still room to grow. You know,
Right.
there's still room to improve and still room to get better. And it's not so much what you've done, but it's more so it's gonna be the mindset now. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
How more focused you're gonna be more now than before. You know what I'm saying? So it's great. You know, to me, I look at it like, okay, you know what? Maybe I didn't get where I need to be, but I'm at 7 out of 22. But I know what it takes to be number 1. I know what you got, what work you have to put in to get to that number 1 spot.
Yeah.
And girl, without a doubt, you're gonna get there. Like, you ain't
Yeah,
gotta worry about
that's
that.
how you
Like,
know.
Yeah.
And people, you should never worry about. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. Some things are political,
Right.
Yeah.
but if you want to say "fuck you" to politics,
Uh-huh.
just be the best at what you do.
Yeah, and
but
that's
you
my
know what?
mindset.
Yeah.
That's exactly where my mindset's at, because I'm not a quitter, and that's not, a choice of mine. So
Yeah.
for me, it's okay. I got to get back up. I got to work harder and I got to continue
Right.
on, trying to get that goal, which is the pro card. So,
and I think one of your posts on your IG, I think you even said like, you know what, it's more fuel for yourself. To
yeah,
go,
I did say that. Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah.
There's a quote I love, and I think it was along the lines like, "Be so good that they can't ignore you."
Yes.
Let's go.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do. That's how you get past the
Yeah,
politics
exactly.
of it. Because they have guidelines they have to follow. No
Right.
matter what. I don't care if they could pick favorites or lean
Yeah,
towards someone.
yeah.
If you're undeniable,
Right.
you tie their hands.
Exactly.
Whoever is in control of it, there's nothing you can do. I
And
mean,
that's how I look at things. I never let any of those things stop me. You know what I mean? Because to be honest with you, there's politics in everything you do.
Yeah,
You
there
know
is.
what I mean?
For sure.
That's like starting a business too. That's like saying like for example, I want to start a gym apparel line,
Right.
and everybody's like, "Oh, that's so saturated." And anything and everything is saturated.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then for you to allow that to stop you, you have to be a dumbass, because then you're never going to take risk and you're never going to see how far you can actually
Right.
get, right?
100%.
Just be better than the other shit that's out there.
It's who you are. That's really what sells it.
There's a
in
lot
my
of clothing
opinion.
brands, and they're all successful.
Yeah.
There can be more than one.
Exactly.
There's
Listen,
allowed to be more than one.
Imagine if fucking Lululemon never started their company because Nike and Under Armour were out there.
Yeah,
I mean,
and then now Aloe's out there,
Right,
and
exactly.
Fabletics and all these other different ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, listen, you have to do what you're passionate about, okay? And
Yeah.
fuck the naysayers in the world, because there's always going to be them.
Yeah.
Listen,
Always be more than support.
just
More of
telling-
that than there will be support.
you're always going to have haters.
Yeah.
People are quick to hate, but they're never quick to give credit. So, and that's just
But
the
you
way
know
the
what
world
they
works.
say: if you have haters, you're doing something
Yeah.
right.
Oh, absolutely. Because typically when you hate, it comes from a place of envy
Insecurity.
and insecurity and
Jealousy.
resentment, right? Because they're not doing what they could be doing, and they're jealous of what
And
you
they
have.
get jealous, and then they think that person that everything it came easy for them.
Right.
No, it didn't come easy for
None of it
me.
does.
You
No,
know
not
what
at
I
all.
mean?
But that goes back to the social media where it's like the instant gratification. You're not seeing the work that's being put in. And for your page, it's probably a little different because you can literally see the work that you're putting in. Like
Yeah.
that is the content of your page. But you're always going to have more people who are looking to go against you than support you.
100%,
and that
yeah.
even goes to like having like 2 or 3 people, like I'm sure your husband, like a few close friends. Like that's why for me personally, like keep a small group.
Yes.
I don't need 1,400 people behind me.
Yes.
There's a comedian,
Yes.
Joey Diaz. He goes, I don't need 20 friends. He goes, give me 3 people. We'll take over the fucking world.
Let's go, bro.
Right.
That's it.
So you just need to have faith and belief in what you do.
Yes.
And execute. You need to have the ability to execute in the face of anything.
Yes.
And that's it. And just stay true to your plan. Everything else besides where you want to get is noise.
Right.
And you need to remember that. And if you just stay focused and move forward, don't listen to what anybody has to say. Fucking ignore them.
Yeah.
Even people that are positive, take it, but don't let it get to your head.
Right.
You
Right.
have to ignore it almost equally. You just
Yeah.
need to stay focused on what you have to do
Right.
and keep moving forward. Okay. Because getting a big head or gassed up is not any better than listening to naysayers. So just always make sure what you're doing is working, and like you did, like you test things, you just trial and error, and just keep pushing for that goal. And every step is a little closer.
Right.
And as long as you look at things like that and you don't set huge expectations, it'll become a lot easier of a task to accomplish over time.
Exactly.
That's it.
And that's how people should look at their fitness journey.
It is for sure.
Progress, not perfection.
Yes.
All right, so guys, I gotta ask. So, what are your biggest gym pet peeves?
Women in the gym.
Ooh.
Next thing you know, they're going to want to vote and then drive.
There we go. Here we go. The truth comes out.
Hygiene, not cleaning up your sweat.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
sweat on the benches, sweat on the headrests, and just seeing them walk away.
Dude.
It's really gross.
Yeah. No, that really grinds your gear.
No, I'm just
You
messing
like
with you. No, I'm just messing.
You like it?
No, I love it. Actually, I rubbed my cheek on it first.
I was just gonna say he's
Just-
gonna go up and sniff it.
Why do you think my skin is so soft?
Trying to get that Accutane money.
But I'll be honest. One of my biggest things is Also, I swear to God, I hate people that use the fucking leg press and leave 16 fucking 45-pound plates on it. Like, dude, let me tell you, you guys, when someone does that, membership revoked.
And you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna put that into law.
Like,
not just the leg press though, the squat rack, and then you literally, I'm short. Right. So then they have it at the highest, and I'm like over here trying to grab it, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, so rude, you know?
It's like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, just rack your shit back up. I don't understand. Bro. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, membership gone.
Yeah, no, you know, and this goes down to gym etiquette. You know, it's just, again, you know, it's that shirt. You know, no shirt on walking through the gym. Like, dude, that's why we have the lockers. Stay in the locker, take your picture, take your pose, whatever you got to do, and then come back out with your shirt on, bro. Like, seriously, it's just simple. And it's, you know, it's, for me, it doesn't really bother me that much. Is when it really affect my members. You know, they're like, hey, listen, man, you got the guy back there just with no shirt on and he's sweating everywhere. Like, dude, all right, bro, like, fam,
your back sweat.
Put your shirt on.
Put a shirt on. This is not.
Oh, he's just leaving a pool of sweat. Like, I know.
Where you think you're a gold gym at the beach?
I know. No, my biggest pet peeve is when if you ask someone to work out with you and they're like, I have 3 more sets. Can I work in with you? No. What? Well, why? Like, you have to take a break anyhow, right? Exactly. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so they just look at you like you have 8 eyes, and you're just like, okay, let me just move on. You know what I mean? Or when someone asks to work in with you, and you're like, oh, you know, I'm almost done, and they just sit there and wait. And I'm like, this is very uncomfortable. You're sitting here and waiting for me.
I'm just staring at you. Dude, it's like, just take a walk for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
You can like literally feel their eyes on you.
This is where I'm so petty. Because if someone was doing that to me,
you take longer.
That, and then when they started doing their set, I would just stare them down. Like I would stand between them and the mirror, so they'd have to look at me, just make it uncomfortable.
You start making noises. You're like,
but they don't want the smoke.
They don't want the smoke, bro. They're not ready for it.
I would stand so close to them, they'd literally feel my body heat radiating off their face. Like that, seriously.
Crazy funny.
Well, dude, it's crazy that people are even like that. It's like,
seriously.
Just fucking relax. Like, you're gonna get your shot. Like, just chill out, dude.
Yeah.
The machines aren't going anywhere.
Dude,
not going anywhere. You should be going somewhere, but the machines aren't going anywhere.
You know what? Take that moment to cool down a little bit. You know, just give yourself a cool down. Get a drink of water.
Right. Maybe stretch a little bit.
You know, and then reset and come back, bro. Like, you know, by the time you've done all that machine is ready for you, ready to go.
Yeah.
2 to 3 minutes is all I need.
Yeah, there's no need to sit there.
That's what she said.
And then
let me stop.
Well, Robbie only gets a minute from what I understand anyway. So
Economical.
2 to 3 is generous.
No, let's not get greedy. I got shit to do.
Quickies are best.
Here for a good time, not a long time.
Not a long time.
Let's go.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, the people that do shit like that in the gym, like those are like I literally look at them and I'm like, man, I hope you pull a muscle.
You're right.
Like that plate falls on your skull.
I want to see like a detached pectoral muscle, a fucking rolled up bicep.
I want
like
your
something.
tricep just drooping down to here.
Dude,
6-month recovery surgery.
dude, that's crazy.
But yeah,
That's funny.
we were saying the locker room, but yeah, guys get loose in the locker room too, man.
Dude.
Like too loose.
Yeah.
Too loose, way too
Like,
loose.
it's just way
Way
like,
too loose for comfort.
Yeah, it's like, dude, just it's a locker room. I get it. It's not your house though, dude. It's not your private bathroom. I don't need to see your nuts hanging down to the floor at 75 years old. Like, no offense. I'm sorry. Yeah, like,
I'm gonna trip on
it's
them.
a hazard. Like it is. You're gonna step on yourself. Like just put a towel on, something.
You know, another one for me is again, just from management standpoint, is just leaving the locker, the locker doors just open. You know,
right.
You took your bag out, you change your clothes, and you just leave them right open, bro.
Shut it.
Leave it how you found it.
Yeah, just shut the door.
This
bro.
isn't your shit.
Like,
leave it how you found it.
But
You're
that's
a
like the
guest.
same thing with putting weights back.
yeah, it's just
Put your weights back.
Seriously.
You know what I mean? It's the same
Talk to
thing.
them.
It's the same thing as he said too. Cleaning your equipment.
Yeah.
Clean your equipment. It's very simple. You know what I
It
mean?
is like laziness.
I
Yeah.
could just imagine how that person's house
Oh,
looks
you know,
like.
you know they have no hygiene.
seriously.
No, they're like the people that literally like fill their beds up with clothing so they go sleep on their couch in the living room. Like instead of cleaning their room, that's what they just move from spot to spot in the house to clean.
There's a lot of dead cats under their couch.
Those are right. They're cat people. They're the hoarders of the world.
They
For
have
sure.
National Geographic magazines from like 1983 to present. Just an organized stack.
Right. No flat screen TVs, black and white.
Yeah.
Just like, it's much fun.
That's hilarious.
People do weird things though.
They do.
What's like you're funny? Like, give me. I want to hear a story, like a funny gym story from somebody. You probably have a funny gym story.
Can think one at the top of my head.
Something
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Yeah, well, I would say one gym story was this was okay. So I've been with LA Fitness now going on 9 months now, and I've been promoted 4 times. In my
fucking superstar, employee of the month.
Let's go.
4 times.
Yeah, it's just a lot of hard work, and like I think we were talking about that earlier, but it's just a lot of hard work and just not accepting. No, I came from property management, and at one of my stops in my road to promotion to getting here, there was this guy who would work out. His workout would consist of him walking across, the weight. So he'll put like 45 on each end.
Right.
And he'll walk on it like it's a tightrope,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, so at first I thought he was surfing on this, doing the whole surfing thing, trying to do the balance. And come to find out, he's just
he's
handicapped.
Yeah.
No, bro. It's
just a weird
it's
thing.
Just so weird. It just is where he works out, bro. Just works on his balance.
Was he like a fucking tightrope?
No,
walker or
bro,
something?
not at all.
He just works for Cirque du Soleil.
You can buy a piece of wood at Home Depot and stay home for that.
That's just part of his work. And he's intense with it. He just sweats and like, seriously, stay on
circus?
There. Yeah, no.
That is.
Dude, he
That's
just stays on there, bro.
funny.
But I think that's probably like one of my favorite, when I tell people funny stories, but it's just there.
No, I saw this older guy who was doing the roller where you roll out. So what he would do is he would roll out, and then he would hump the floor, and then go all the way back, and then he would do that again,
Deep
hump
stroke.
the floor, and then go
What
back.
was he like,
and
giving
then
it like a little pelvic thrust?
Yes, and it literally the funniest
Working the
part
core.
about that story is that it got faster and faster. So it was like slow, and then it was like, and I'm like, what the hell?
He was
Like,
practicing.
Working on that motion.
He was practicing for sure.
Working on that stroking.
His girl
I was on the Stairmasters like,
said he needs to step his game
See his
up.
girlfriend sitting behind him, just saying, "You got it, baby. You got it."
So I have an embarrassing story, and I really don't give a fuck. So I'll just tell you guys the story. So I was literally, I was flat benching. It actually wasn't here, thank God. So that would be a little more bad. So I was flat benching with my legs up. Right. So I just was like I didn't have a spot. So I was kind of like trying to rep out.
Yeah.
And just that last rep, man, I started struggling hard. So I held my breath, put a lot into it, and I just ripped ass like so hard with my legs up. And I was like, oh my God, dude.
did you look around like,
No, because I was so happy to get the weight back on the rack.
You didn't die.
Like, dude, I was just like, oh. I would have been more embarrassed by the bar falling on me than that. So
you had a relief in two ways.
Oh, thank God. I was so relieved. The embarrassment couldn't even set in. But yeah, so that was my one embarrassment.
Yeah, that is funny.
so funny.
Listen, it's a natural bodily function.
We might edit this out, but there was a movie where they joked about it. They called it the Holy Trifecta.
What is this?
Where you shit, come, and puke at the same time.
Oh my God.
I just think about you doing that on the bench.
That's the thought that
That's
entered
the
your
thought
mind.
Losing
yeah.
every bodily function of you just trying to get that weight up, and all you're doing is thinking about not dropping it on
So you're just
yourself.
like, oh,
Do you get hemorrhoids while you're at it?
oh man. Let me tell you. I could have.
Yeah, you're funny.
It's scary though. I've been there before. The weight, you're coming back up, and you're like, nope, this isn't gonna work.
it's
Like
not
this is.
happening.
This is not going my way
Not
right
today.
now.
Not today.
It's too too funny.
So yeah, but I would figure you'd have some nice embarrassing story. Feel free to
You
share.
never ripped ass.
No, never.
Yeah, I know. Women always
don't
claim
fart.
to never fart.
I do, but at the gym, I respect other people's.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
I'm not saying you're walking around farting on people's legs.
She just goes like,
Lift my leg up.
she leg lifts everybody.
Yeah.
Crop dust in the whole gym.
Oh, you wanted to wait for me while I finish my set?
Right.
Here you go.
That's what you should do. Next time someone's standing over you waiting, you should just leg lift and let one rip.
I feel like for the most part, though, people have like good etiquette. They're self-aware. Like you know, again, you like treat it like it's your own house. Treat it like it's your own stuff.
Absolutely.
But the ones to your point who don't, you know, the inside of their house looks like a bomb went off, and you know,
Probably so.
Right.
No, I'll tell you. You know what I really want, because you're a woman, obviously. So I have to know. So like, as far
You
as
have to know from a woman? Or
from a woman,
no?
yeah, no, from a
I'm
woman.
just kidding.
So I'm very big on like, so even if I find someone attractive, I will never. I just find it super tacky to approach someone at the gym.
Yeah.
But like, how do you feel about the women that like you could tell like they're going to the gym because they want attention, like they dress because they want attention, and then when somebody will go to hit on their, they just shit on them, or they'll post something saying like, "Oh, this is what I deal with every week," or like, what do you think about that?
That's you.
So I just feel like that's someone who's not humble in a sense. You get what I'm trying to say? Because there's some women that are just like, oh my God, this guy came up to me and he asked me for my number or whatever it may be, or kind of like mocking it. You know what I mean? And that's just women that get so much attention, they don't really know what to do with it. You get what I'm trying to say? And so, again, like I said earlier, I empower a lot of women. I respect a lot of women. So if that's who they are, that's who they are. But that's not who I am. You know what I mean? When I'm at the gym, I literally keep focused. I don't look at anybody. You know what I mean? But at this point, everybody knows I'm married. So it's like, oh, shit, we can't talk to Daniela.
She's off limits. And her husband's a big fucking dude. Not someone you want to fuck with.
Right.
But you do see a lot of women here that, you know, they think they're the best, and nobody's better than them. So hey, whatever, do what you got to do.
That's kind of how I look at it. Like, listen, don't be wrong. You should be able to go somewhere and not be bothered.
Yeah.
You should. I mean, you should.
Yeah.
So I get it to a degree, but it's like at the same time, like, listen, if you're going to come to the gym a certain type of way,
right,
and you're seeking it, you got to expect it. Yeah. So listen, it's not to say that you should accept it necessarily, but you need to expect that it's going to happen, and you don't have to be a dick
about
when
it
it happens. Like that's all. Otherwise, you know, just come to the gym just like a normal person who's getting ready to work out. Don't don't be fucking extra about it. Don't have half of your ass cheek hanging out.
And there are some women like that.
They are. Like, you know, because if you're not if you're not doing it for attention, then why else are you doing it? So it's like you're almost like you're setting them up. Like if you're gonna do it, you know what you're looking for. So then when you get it, then you want to make somebody feel like an asshole. Like,
one thing I don't like is that, you know, some women, they're videotaping themselves for videos, right? But then there are going to be people who are going to be curious and looking at her, like filming,
like what
it
she
doesn't necessarily mean that they're looking at them because she's fine or whatever. You know what I mean? And some women take that the wrong way, like, oh, can you? And they'll put it on TikTok, like, do you see this guy behind me, like looking at me? He's like a thirst ball, and it's like, no, that's
like humiliate them.
Yeah, and that's not cool. I don't like that either.
No, you should, I mean, you should never do that to anybody. No, I mean, because if somebody did it to them, they'd be fucking mortified.
Exactly.
I mean, mortified, right? I mean, seriously, as a female, to be posted like that and have someone just berate you. I mean, come on. The comments alone would fucking kill some women if they saw something like that. Seriously. But guys feel it the same way. You know, I mean, listen, there's guys out there that don't give a fuck. Nobody wants to be fucking destroyed online, right? Like, you know, like there's such a nice way that you can handle things instead of just posting that. And next thing you know, they're getting phone calls from people that saw them on a video for being a creep staring at a girl. It's like,
and then it goes viral, and you're like, holy shit!
This poor guy, an attractive woman squatting with a camera, and he's like, oh, I wonder what she's doing. And now all of a sudden he's like, oh, you perv. It's like, dude, like, poor son of a bitch. Like, you know, he's probably gonna be asked to leave the club.
He gets a phone call from his mother. Hey, did you see this video that you read?
What's going on, Jimmy? I've raised you better.
But,
that shit.
So yeah, I mean, it's I guess gym culture in general, but sometimes not always the greatest. But that's why I love LA, though. I was just telling JR about it. Like, I love the place because of the culture here.
Right.
I feel like everybody's very considerate of one another. Everybody's, like I was telling him, like I like coming to the gym and job. I enjoy going to the gym more coming here.
Right.
Because I enjoy it here.
Yeah.
To your credit, I do, because I feel like we were saying, like, that's not like, and I'm going to say it because I don't really care. It's not like Crunch, who's just fucking social hour every fucking hour of the day. You can't get onto a bench. You just, everybody texting and talking. It's like, dude.
Super crowded.
It's like, super crowded.
Yeah, that's the
It's
biggest
like,
complaint I
why
get.
are you even going to the gym? Like,
Right.
if that's what it's going to be. So I enjoy coming here because no one's really like that. I
No.
mean, especially like from the hours of like 4 to 6 p.m. Like when you got like all the police officers coming off duty, coming in here, like the business crowd.
Yes.
Like they had long days. They want to come in, they want to get their workout in, and they want to get out. And I love that about this place.
And you could almost tell just by their demeanor, just from the moment that they're walking, they're mean business. They're here to work.
Sure.
You could tell,
Yeah.
they're here to work. And even some of, our younger, crowds,
Right.
are really getting into, because you're almost adapting to the culture that you're around, so you see others working hard and working out. It's like, okay, you know what, I'm here to do the same. So, it's just, great feedback. One of the great things that I love, going around asking members are, hey, how are you enjoying your workout? How was your workout?
Right.
Yeah, you know what? It was good. It was good to get it onto, not having to wait for machines or having to wait for someone, or being able to work in with someone. That was pretty cool too, just to hear. It's great. It's great. A great atmosphere to have here. Would you say so, Danielle?
No.
Matters too, because
Got
to
it.
your point, you've been to other gyms where it's like, again, it's social hour. Like for me, for the most part, when I do go to the gym, given it's been a while since I've gone regularly, but I want to go in, I want to get my workout in, I want to go home.
Yeah.
Like I got shit I got to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to chit chat. I don't want to socialize. I don't want to hang out.
No.
I'm not saying I'm not going to be a jerk. I'll say hi to everybody, but
Right.
I'm here for a reason. Let's get it done. Let's go home. I
Right.
don't want to wait 16 minutes to get on one of the machines either. Like that's a big deal, because you have a routine. If you have
Kind
a
of
workout,
kills your vibe.
You don't
Like,
know
you're-
either.
you know what I mean? When you're like hot and you're ready to go and you're going
Right.
and you're pushing, and then all of a sudden something stops you. Either someone comes and talks to you for
Yeah.
like 25 minutes and you're just like, come on,
or somebody
guy,
else
like-
is on the machine you
or
want,
someone's-
and they're just bullshitting,
Yes.
texting, chatting, and it's like,
Yeah.
So I tell all members, hey, listen, and I always say this on air, like, if you find yourself, you're working out, you saw somebody who's just sitting there hogging the machine, come get me.
Right.
Yeah.
ASAP. Yeah, because that's again, that's just a culture. You want to nip those in the bud. Hey, listen, man. Hey,
100%.
listen, we're here to work out, brother. Like, listen, if you're not using it, I have places for you to sit. You can come sit here over here.
Right.
I have corners where you can sit. There's locker rooms. There's places you could take care of your text. If you want to make a private conversation. I've had people who use our kids club to jump on a conference call. I've
Right.
opened that. Again, it's just. But don't hog the machine and just sit
Yeah.
there and just like, hey, listen, nah, bro.
No, it's right.
Not
So
here.
you have no consideration, right?
Yeah.
It's like no consideration for anybody else's time or what they're trying to get done. So
Chris,
it's ridiculous.
Respect gets you such a long way, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, it
And-
really
and that's-
does.
and it really, that's what, knock on wood, so far has kept me in this game here. Just a lot of respect I respect everyone that comes through those doors, man. Whether you be young, old, or indifferent, I respect you, and I treat everyone the same. So it's just, and it shows, it shows in our members. You can tell from our staff how they're treating our members now, and our scores are showing it too as well. So
awesome.
yeah, it's
No,
pretty cool.
absolutely. So just I actually had a question for you earlier. So like, if you could tell, like looking back on your journey through everything, like if you could give yourself any advice, like your younger self before you started doing what you're doing, like what would it be? Like what have you learned through your journey?
So the advice that I would give my younger self would be to have that confidence in myself to keep going, shifting that mindset of having negative thoughts to positive thoughts, right? Because that's the only thing that will keep you going and keep you wanting to have, more things and wanting to be successful in those things. Because the minute it gets hard, people quit, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And that's one of the biggest things that I would tell myself, because I've quit many of times. I'm a human being. I'm not going to tell you that I've been perfect this whole time, because I haven't. So one of the things that I would say is definitely that. Yeah, because that's key.
Yeah, for sure.
And it builds discipline. It builds consistency. You know what I mean? And that's huge when it comes to having a successful fitness journey.
Yeah, for sure. Probably when it comes to any journey, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's just how you have to be.
100%.
That's big. You have to definitely believe in yourself, because what happens when you don't believe in yourself?
Right.
Every day you're going to have doubts in your head. Like, why am I even doing this? This is not even working. Why am I even trying?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So once
absolutely.
you shift your mindset, it's a big game changer for sure.
It is. So would that be the advice you give to the mothers that watch you too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
One fit mama over here.
Let's go.
But, so it's gotta be pretty rewarding to see how you inspire like the mothers of the world, right? Who
You know
follow
it
you,
is.
get trainers from you, like they train with you. So
Yeah, it really is.
it's
That's got
awesome.
to be such like an empowering feeling.
It does.
I love
Like
it.
knowing that you get to help people in that regard and actually see like kind of their before and after, and knowing that you were an inspiration for that.
It's huge. So I've always been the type of person who's always wanted to help other people. And now that I could do this, it's very rewarding.
Oh,
I
sure.
love it. Yeah, that's why I want to do more and more. I'm always thinking of different ideas on how I can impact other people's life.
Right.
Because it's very rewarding for me. I love it. And I want them to feel the way I feel, right? Because I was once in their shoes where I felt lost. I felt discouraged. I had no idea, where I was going, what I was going to do. But now, if I can share that with others, I would love to. You know what I mean?
If you want to do a podcast, I got a podcast guy and I got a studio guy. So.
One Mighty Mama podcast.
Podcast. We'll collaborate together.
There you go.
But no, that's great. Like I said, you have amazing content. I could tell
Thank you.
everybody that follows you on your page, like they love your videos, they love interacting with you, and it's great. It really is. It's nice when you can reach people on that level. I think even with me and Robbie, we hope to do, like even through this, we love the idea of being able to do it on locations that we love, or for businesses that we like.
Yes.
And I think we've both been through a lot, and I've been through a lot. And if I could pass down anything to people watching or any of my viewers, and it could help them in their own life, I mean that's 100% would be what I was looking for, if anything, from this.
Right.
Because it's nice to pass things down. You go
That's
through
big.
a lot of times in your life, sometimes, a lot of the times, hard things.
Yeah.
And, it's nice to be able to talk about it, and hopefully, if you can, reach out and help somebody who's maybe going through something similar. So I think in that respect, we all kind of have, the same, goals as far
Right.
as what we're doing, what we're hoping to gain from what we do, right? Like, you're looking to create a type of culture here.
Yes.
You want everybody to live a healthier and
Yes, sir.
better lifestyle, right?
Absolutely.
For
Absolutely.
you, the mothers thing is huge. Like, you want the mothers in the world that have children to know that they can do
Right.
everything that you do, right? That it's possible to have a family, be a wife, and continue to take care of yourself, right? Like self-love, be fit, live a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
think that's amazing. And Robbie, for you, it's just
His white teeth.
it's your white teeth.
Some pearly whites.
He has a $500,000.
Crest white strips. Let's
That
get that
Colgate
Chris
spot.
money.
Let's
Let's
go.
get it.
It's the just for men beard promos are gonna come.
Just for men, Crest white strips. What else am I plugging right now? Apple Watch, Apple Money,
Yeah, let's go. The hat.
brandless watch. I got this hat at a gas station.
Stop wearing.
Right. He's gonna do a Sunoco ad in 2 seconds.
You guys like gasoline?
Remember the Hess trucks? Check out the Sunoco hats.
It was a nice podcast, good conversations, and seeing what both you guys are doing is awesome. So for you guys to wrap up, kind of words of encouragement, if you could give, and you asked kind of Daniela earlier, your younger self, but to tell anyone now, what's one piece of advice both of you would give anybody kind of looking to start their weight loss, or not even weight loss, their fitness journey?
Danielle, I'll go first.
Yeah, I would definitely say, whatever stage you're at with your fitness journey, keep going. Don't stop, because, the worst thing is to stop and to regret to be in the same place you are today that you don't like being at. So continue on going. continue on believing in yourself, because you're going to start seeing results. You're going to start seeing those progress of all the hard work that you've done, and you're going to be so proud of yourself. So don't quit.
And for me, I would say, you know what, it will start with believing in yourself. Take the time. What others are not doing, you do. You know, when others are sleeping, you're working, you're grinding, and you'll see the fruit of your labor will come to, you know, fruition. I'm a strong believer in, you don't get ready for opportunity. Your opportunity, you already make yourself ready for it. You know, and so just continue working hard, believe in yourself, and know that for a fact, if you put that hard work in, it will show. It will definitely show into what you do.
Awesome. Chris, you got anything?
No, I'm pretty much good. Well, I loved having you guys.
Thank you
so
so
much.
much. Thank you.
So how do you,
Yes, sir.
how do you follow and act like these two? But no, I enjoyed having you guys. I hope you had fun and enjoyed the show.
So LA Fitness, what's the address here?
It's 10180 Forest Hill Boulevard, Wellington, Florida, 33411. Again, my name is JR. I'm the general manager here. Come in, you can ask for me, or ask for my guy Seth, for sure.
Yeah, and everybody watching, you know, obviously LA Fitness does a lot of personal training, so don't forget that they do one personal complimentary fitness assessment to help you get started. It includes nutrition review, target heart rate, and workout design. So definitely come through, check out their personal fitness department, talk to JR.
Yes, sir.
And let's get your journey started.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Awesome.
And real quick,
Don't
Danielle,
forget to
your
follow
Instagram?
me. Yes, on One Mighty Mama. So, and that's spelled out, no numbers. So,
And definitely check it out, because I'm telling you guys, I love the page, everything on it. She's got great content, and she'll show you what to and not to do at the gym.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Robbie, you're awesome, bro. You kept me laughing the whole time.
You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy, Robbie.
You're funny, bro.
Check us out on IG at notfornothing.podcast. Check us out on TikTok at notfornothingpodcast.
And our camera crew and everybody else, man, they're awesome, bro. Thank you, man. You guys are awesome, Chris. Thank you for doing this. This is amazing.
Of course. Hey, listen, thank you guys. Thank you to LA Fitness. Thank you to Daniela,
Yes.
One Mighty Mama, and JR.
yes.